Williams. Thank you for joining me here on Taya's Sweet Aroma. Today I am going to be sharing with you the recipe for my eggplant parmesan. Eggplant parmesan happens to be one of my husband's favorite Italian dishes for me to make. He's not very big on pasta like me and the kids, and so I try to make him this at least once a month for him to enjoy. And by no means is this the authentic way to make it. This is just the way that I like to make it. And I also use in this dish my homemade marinara, which I've already shared the recipe for you here on my channel, and I'll be sure to include a link down below in the description box where you can find that recipe. Just the portion of the marinara, it just goes perfectly with this dish, and I even have a little left over to serve underneath each serving of the eggplant, which is why I prefer to use it. And I always try to keep it stocked like with my other things. And so right now what I am doing is I'm getting my cheese grated. Use fresh cheese when you can, especially with dishes like this. It just melts a lot better, tastes a lot fresher. And same thing with the Parmesan. Make sure you use freshly grated Parmesan. It makes a world of a difference. And so as soon as I get through grating the rest of this cheese up, I will bring you in a little closer so we can go over all the ingredients. The ingredients you're gonna need for this recipe is some whole milk mozzarella, some Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, dried oregano, all-purpose flour, granulated garlic, lemon pepper seasoning, extra grated Parmesan cheese that's gonna be getting sprinkled between the layers, whole milk, eggs, 2 eggplant, and my homemade marinara sauce, which if you do not want to make a homemade sauce, you can go ahead and buy some from the store. Now what I started doing is heating up my marinara in the back. I want it to be warm when I get ready to start putting all my layers together. I also forgot to mention that I am using vegetable oil for frying the eggplant in. Now for the eggplant, you want to make sure that you use really firm eggplants. They shouldn't be soft and mushy in any area. I'm gonna get them peeled up here. If you wanna leave the skin on, you can leave the skin on. It's just a preference for me. I like to take the skin off. Once I was done getting the eggplants peeled, I went ahead and sliced them into about 1/4 inch thick slices. This seems to work perfectly for this recipe. Now, each of the small ones should give you around 12 slices of eggplant. You don't wanna buy really big eggplant because they tend to have bigger seeds in them and taste a bit more bitter, so stick with the smaller ones if you can find them. For this next step, I'm gonna start by getting everything in these bowls mixed together. And you may notice if you saw my recipe for my fried zucchini that this whole process is very similar to the fried zucchini. The only difference is that I added some dried oregano into the breadcrumb mixture. Got that one mixed. Get these last 2 mixed up really quick. To batter these eggplant, I'm gonna start out by using 1 hand for the dry ingredients and then 1 for the wet. So start out by coating your eggplant in the flour mixture, shaking off the excess, add it into the egg mixture, allow it to drip off any excess, then into the seasoned breadcrumb mixture. And it's this step that I really like to make sure I pat on the extra breadcrumbs, turning it on the side, making sure it's fully coated. Add it here. I'm gonna be coating all of them before I start frying because the frying process goes really fast. They cook up really quickly, and so I wanna make sure that I have all of them breaded before I start frying. So as soon as I get all of them breaded up, we will move over to the back so that I can start cooking them up. My oil has now been heating over a medium-high heat. I'm gonna start adding in the eggplant just a little at a time. They tend to cook up very fast, so you wanna make sure that you don't leave them unattended and you're here checking on them as they're cooking, which is why I like to have all of them coated before I start frying. Gonna let that first side get nice and golden. Okay, the first side is done. I'm now gonna turn all of them, allow the other side to get nice and golden. Okay, so they've had a chance to get nice and cooked through on both sides. I'm gonna remove them from the oil and into this pan that I've lined with a paper towel and continue cooking the rest of the eggplant. Now that the eggplant is all fried up, I'm gonna start assembling this together. And I'm gonna start out by adding a layer of my marinara to the bottom of this pan. Then start adding on a whole row of the eggplant. And what I like to do when I have some of these open areas is I just break them apart and fill them in that way. Top these with more marinara. And on top of that, add some of the mozzarella, Parmesan, and then begin adding another layer of the eggplant. And for the second layer, I'm adding on the rest of the cheese. I'm gonna be reserving a little of the Parmesan for serving. Then I like to drizzle the top with just a little extra olive oil to help get that cheese nice and golden on the top. Now I'm gonna place this into my oven that has been preheating at 400 degrees, and I will show you what it looks like when it's done. So I've allowed this to sit and rest for just a few minutes, but before I cut into it, I like to take a little fresh basil and just tear it up over the top of it. Okay, so somebody else has heard me say I was gonna give it a try, and now he wants to try it with us. This is Mr. J. Say hi, Jaden.
Hi.
I'm gonna take a little cut out. Jay, do you like eggplant parm a lot?
Yes.
What's your favorite part about it?
Eggplant.
The eggplant, the fried part. I think that's everybody's favorite. Okay, we're gonna both try this, all right? Give you a fork. Baby is looking, but it's too hot for him. You like extra Parmesan on yours too?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go on this crusty end. Ooh, I took all the cheese off the top from you. Now you gotta let it cool, okay? Because it's a little hot. He just got out of school. So, okay, wait up. We gotta taste it together, all right?
Okay.
Bon appetit.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. It's hot. You want to taste, baby? It's a little hot. It's so good. Here. Yeah, that's what I thought. You could feel the heat come. Oh, what you think, Jay?
It's 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Yeah. See, that's why I love him so much. Anyhow, you gotta give this recipe a try. He always tells me when he's listening to me filming, he's like, Mom, you say anyhow too much. And I guess I kind of got in a habit of it. It's just a way to stop one conversation and get into the next. But as always, I thank you for spending time with me here today. Don't forget to like and subscribe below, and I'll be sure to include down below in the description box a link for this recipe to my blog, as well as the recipe for my homemade marinara, which I recommend you make for this. It just goes perfectly with it. But I hope to see you again next time. Bye.